Hey, Big Rich here. Happy New Year, everyone. Cold in Michigan, thought I'd do some new product reviews. So I've got this Manfrotto 190 tripod, and it's got a ball head on top of it. I upgraded my tripods. I had some cheaper ones, and I decided with my more expensive cameras I really ought to get a little nicer tripod. So I did a little research, and I think that the Manfrotto is kind of the right price point based on performance and structure. So again, you can find these things with a ball head for around $200, right? It's not a $500 tripod, not a $1,000 tripod, and it's certainly not a $25 tripod. And I wanted something a little bit different, and this has a little bit different built into it. So starting from the top of the Manfrotto tripod, let's just talk about the base. We'll release that here so we can turn it and twist it around so you can see it. So it uses an R2 base. It's the same one that I have on my video monopod from Manfrotto. It's got a double release mechanism, so you pull the one lever down and slide the other one up to release the base. So you kind of have to do two things to make that happen. You can kind of see the details. I like it because it keeps it safe and secure, and when you snap the camera in, it closes back up. So a 1/4 inch thread in the bottom, right, for most cameras. Got a spirit level for when it's horizontal, so you can set it. Got a second spirit level on the side for also setting it, depending on what equipment you have on and accessibility. I think you saw that the head can go now 90 degrees, so for portrait, right, or landscape mode, or obviously any angle in between. The actual ball itself is pretty substantial and big, which I really like. When you lock it down with the lock on the back, it really is rock solid and doesn't move. So I think that's another nice feature. So looking around here, again, this is the release for the ball. So a nice big thumb screw can get it really tight to hold the camera in any position, especially if you want to go vertical with the camera or partial vertical. You don't want a camera and a big lens to be twisting and falling. So a nice substantial ball and tightening mechanism really helps that out. There's also this tension tab, which you can loosen up and makes the ball move really easily. It's kind of dampened, or you can tighten it down and it makes it a little harder to move, right? So I like that little feature too. Depending on the camera and the lens you have, you might want to loosen it up or make it tighter, right? And then we have the pan lock. So again, you can use this tripod if you want to as a panning tripod. It's got a little bit of a dampened mechanism in it, but you'll get an okay pan, not as great as a good video head to do the panning. And let's lock this down and take the head off. So the base tripods actually come with a 3/8 inch screw and a nice plate on the top from Manfrotto. So this head, right, screws down, would fit any other tripods with a 3/8 inch head. There's yet another bubble level built into the tripod base itself. So again, you can level the tripod before you have your camera and worry about leveling your camera. And this plate actually has a set screw on the bottom. Once you tighten the head, you drive the set screw up, and that will keep the head from loosening if you're using it as a pan mechanism. So we'll put that back on. Now let's just leave that off, and we'll get into a little bit of the details of the base of the tripod, right? So a couple things. There's a hook for a bag or weight system. So again, hang that from the bottom of your tripod. It puts force down and helps stabilize the tripod. There's also this is the screw, obviously, for raising and lowering the center shaft on it. And there's a 3/8 inch threaded fitting that you can mount a bracket or adapter. So if you want to have another light coming off for maybe some video work or macro work, you could do that. Or if you want to hang a monitor on it, you could put a monitor on that adapter plate also. It's got a nice little cover that comes with it. And then again, as I showed in the full feature video, or as I showed in the full video, the collar mechanism opens up, and you can turn the center support 90 degrees and have your camera mounted down, right, with your ball head on it for vertical shots. Let's just move this back over, and again, right, the ball head sits on there. So again, nice little added feature, I think. They put some complication in the top of the mechanism. I assume it looks like it's pretty durable and substantial. This thing looks like it's all cast metal, so it should last a while. And again, the mounting feet, right, can go up, horizontal. You feel these things lock past, and it locks into a position. To release it and go back up, you pull down and then go up past that position, right? So it feels real substantial when it clicks and locks and pull back, and pretty nice. It also has these rubber handles on it, like I'd mentioned in the other video. So through it again, so the 190, pretty solid. It's got lever lock feet for adjusting and changing the height of the tripod. It's a fairly tall tripod I like. So quick adjustment. There's only 3 legs. I have a portable tripod, right, a little smaller. Smaller in size, about that tall, versus this big thing here. So I'm not sure I'd take this out backpacking or on the trail, but again, depending on the needs, I might put a little strap on it and haul it with me, but mostly for, around, hauling it in the car, carrying it a little bit, for its size. So the legs actually, so you saw the extension legs are 3 pieces. The legs actually have multiple positions, so they can go almost out horizontal on the tripod, right? And then they lock once they get out to their full position. You can hear it clicking and going back out. So again, you can imagine the tripod with 3 legs like that, a pretty wide, stable base. For the pod itself, of course, this post maybe gets in the middle. Again, that can be adjusted up to pull it out of the way, and I'll show you a little feature, a different feature on that a little bit later, right, to adjust and get it out of the way. So I like that it can get low to the ground and stay stable. It's got pretty good solid clicking. You hear that as it goes past its positions. Again, we're putting more expensive cameras on our tripods. We should certainly make sure that tripods don't fall over, cameras don't fall off, and we get the photo or video that we want. So all in all, looks like it's a pretty nice substantial tripod. That's the Sitch with Big Rich. Make sure you subscribe, follow me, like the videos, send me your ideas.